Right, welcome to this review. It's for a new set from Gamemat.eu, some of their pre-painted terrain. It's called HIVE walls. It's quite a specialist set of terrain. If you're looking to create your own corridors, your winding sort of Space Hulk style corridors for games of 40k and other gaming systems as well. So I have it laid out on one of the Gamemat.eu battle mats here, and we'll sort of do an arrangement here to show you how you can arrange the terrain on the board, but it's all individual pieces that you get in this set. So there's columns like this, a good number of them. Then shorter wall pieces. I'll zoom into these and you can see the detail for them in just a moment. Then larger wall sections, and then some broken wall sections, which you can use as ends on your wall sections like so, and then you can maybe join them up to create an opening as well, like a breach in the walls. So useful to have a few of those in the set. And they've also included doors as well, so a smaller set like so, and then like a double door, a larger set, which I think goes either way up. Doesn't really, I think it goes that way up. That's the way up just there. So that is them. There's 5 of those. There's 5 of the smaller doors. So there's 26 of those. There's 20 of them, and then 15 of the longer wall sections. So if you're looking to fill up a large battle mat like a 6x4 as a 5x4, then you probably need a couple of these sets. But for smaller scale games, or if you're looking to add it to existing terrain sets that you have, then this is a pretty large set. You do get a lot of stuff here. So I'm going to zoom in. I'll show you some of the details and the sculpting work that's been done on this set here. So just to show you the detail work, we'll take one of the shorter wall sections. So you get this kind of effect here. So this sort of plastered effect, and then where it's cracked away, you've got the metal behind it. It's quite impressive, and these are very nice and tidy, nice and square sets. They're neatly cast, these ones. That's the bottom, and then on top you get like a pattern like this, so you can tell which way up to put it, but they've also included detail on top here, which is good. So that's the kind of detail to expect. And then the detail here, all matching in nicely. We'll talk about ways to improve this terrain. I usually like to get the pre-painted terrain and then just do some quick techniques on top just to improve it a little bit more. We'll cover that in just a moment. There's the column section, and again same pattern on top, so all links in nicely. And then I'll show you the detail. You get 5 of these. You can see the bits of metal sticking out. I think these are real pieces of metal wire that have been stuck in to the resin cast after it's come out of the mould, so they'll be solid enough and should stay in. And then there's the doors, small one, and there's the detail on the larger one. And again, nicely cast, nice and solid. So that's a well put together set. It should be able to join up. See the way it's all nice and clean cut here, and they butt against each other nicely, so it's a good clean cast here with this set. Alright, so I've laid out the set here just to give you an idea of how much of the board it takes up. So this is a 6x4 table, and I've put the corridors together in something like this. So what I would say is, when you're setting it up, save these columns for things like corners and joints between doors, and then just do continuous stretches of walls looking something like this, because you get through these quite quickly, despite there being yet a lot of them. But if you use them for all the corners and all the door entrances and each gap between walls, then they'll soon be used up. So longer stretches of walls like so is a more efficient way. You can see over the back I've put 1, 2, 3 of the longer ones together. So you can see like a breach in the wall, just fits in really nice. There's doors interspersed all over the place in between, so that adds to, because I was wondering how much of the board this set would fill up, but by the time you put the doors in, they create a lot of extra space as well. They stretch this set a lot more. So this is a 6x4 table, and you can see that this set has filled up just over a half of it. So if you really wanted to go for a full 6x4 table, perhaps with some bits to spare as well, then 2 sets would easily do it. So if you're playing on a smaller scale game, maybe a 4x4 table, then at a stretch I reckon this 1 set would actually fill it up really well. It depends on how wide and big you want to make your corridors, but you can see these are pretty tight going around here and fully filled out here. So impressive enough. This, once it's set up, this set does take up a fair bit of space. So that just gives you an idea of what to expect from the set. Obviously it comes pre-painted, so that's going to save you a lot of time. It's pre-made and then pre-painted for you, and then it's ready to play. You can use it straight away. If I was to improve this, which I've done with some of the Gamemat.eu terrain, depends on what colour scheme you want it to match in with. So if you've got like a mat like this, there's a bit of blue going on here, then you might want to add in those kind of colours to match the whole thing. So it does depend on what kind of terrain you want this set to go with. I'm thinking for our city fight games and our urban battles, and to match in with the terrain that we already have, in which case I would give this a spray of matte varnish first of all. That means that any inks and washes and paints you put on top will just go on nicely. There'll be no issues with puddling and so on when you put washes on top. And then just simply rust these up a little bit. So some rusty wash around here. I wouldn't coat the whole thing, but just to tone this down. And then here you can introduce the rusty effects on there as well. You could perhaps introduce a bit of mid-grey here to tone down this highlighting, but it'd be quite straightforward, and you could work your way through this quite quickly to change the colour scheme round to match in with the terrain that you already have. Or of course the option is just to take it straight out of the packaging and use it straight away. It's tabletop ready as soon as it arrives. So that's the review here. It's an impressive set, nice and clean cut, nice and tidy, and it's all modular, so the possibilities are endless. You could even double stack the walls. We've done that in some of our games of 40k to make a higher line of sight blocking feature as well. So lots of options available. Check out Gamemat.eu for your supplies of battle mats and pre-painted terrain. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time.